You're listening to the Last Man In podcast. Covering Winnipeg hockey and the NHL.
Scheifele dances his way in. Scheifele scores! Blake Wheeler finds the far corner. And the Winnipeg Jets win it in overtime.
Woo, woo, woo.
Last Man In, episode 105. Now, you're going to see this as a special episode. It's supposed to be an hour and 40 minutes long, but Warner Brothers might come in and cut 40 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
And that's a joke for anybody about the DC universe, because we like things other than sports. We're nerds, okay? We like comic books and graphic novels.
I love talking to people about comic books. I can't say I've ever read like a full legit front to back comic book.
I have to find the collection.
Even I was a kid.
I have to find the collection, but I have about 65 Amazing Superman comic books. Or Spider-Man comic books.
Really?
I like either The Amazing Spider-Man or Spider-Man. There's a ton in there. I just haven't seen them
There's so
in
many
ages.
different like storylines or series, like Batman. There's like 10 different Batman
There's like
series.
Earth 1, Earth 2, because I was talking to my friends who
Like,
went to go see
you
Suicide Squad.
You could
right?
read comic books for like years.
Oh, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, well, what Batman do you want to get into? What universe?" And I'm like, "The Batman? What do you mean?"
No, this Batman is the OG Batman. He's the best, in my opinion.
He's
'Cause
Earth which one? Earth-
I don't remember.
See, it's
I don't.
yeah.
I don't know.
Batfleck?
I don't actually
He's,
know the DC universe as well as I know the Marvel universe. But like,
Batfleck's a great one, by the way. Damn, good job.
he like this
I like
Batman
him.
who
I like
actually goes around like
He
he's
kills
crazy.
people.
He's a little bit more angry than the Christian Bale Batman that we saw.
Yeah, well, Robin's dead, so he's pissed.
Well, exactly.
But you
And
don't know
Robin
why.
is also
Wait,
Joker.
Robin is in this one?
well, technically not.
in Batman
but
vs Superman,
there's
they
a-
showed like Robin's like suit
Yeah.
is in like a case, and the
Yeah.
Joker's writing is all over it.
Now there is a
Oh,
theory
shit, I
floating
missed
around
it.
on the internet
Okay.
saying that the Joker is actually the old Robin.
Damn.
I guess.
Yeah,
I
because
guess
that
time will
actually
tell.
does happen in the comic books. Man, it's awesome.
There's so many.
Um,
Oh, it's great.
and there's also a theory out there that we might actually see the Joker in a past flashback beat the Robin to death with a crowbar, because that also happens.
Well, I could, yeah.
Because-
Harley Quinn's weapon of choice, the two weapons that you see her pull out of her chest in
Don't ruin it, I'm seeing it tonight.
In spoilers, Dan, earmuffs.
No.
It's a bat,
just don't
and
say
then
it.
there's like
Obviously, I've seen the
another-
trailers.
Thanks.
It's Margot fucking Robbie. I'm of course gonna watch
Hold
it.
on, gripe about the movie before we move on to sports or hockey. Lack thereof. There's not a lot this
No,
week.
that's why we're talking about movies.
Way too honestly, overwhelming amount of ass shots of Margot Robbie. Like
Good.
I
And
noticed
you think that wasn't on purpose, really?
No. I know it was, but like to the point where you're like, oh, come on. I know I got it. She's
She's pretty.
She's in phenomenal shape.
Nothing.
I get it. She's got a
nothing
nice
will be
tuchus.
worse than the slow motion Megan Fox from Transformers scene.
That's true.
Whoa, hey, whoa! Don't you be talking about Michael Bay like that. First off, Michael Bay's the
Don't you show no-
gangsta.
I have nothing wrong with him as a director, but her as an actress, whew, awful.
Don't throw no shade. Have you never seen Jennifer's Body? Terrible movie. Don't ever
I
go see it.
am of the small minority who actually enjoy the Transformers movies.
Oh no!
There's
I'm
no
with
story.
you.
Okay, there's a storyline, but it's just people things blowing
I
up
like
for 3 hours.
shiny explosions.
It's fun to watch. God, people.
Have you never seen the amount of
Negative.
American flags in Transformers?
Yeah, it's the best.
Exactly. That's why Cam loves it.
I love
Sports, hockey. The Jets got new jerseys. The
Freedom.
Heritage Classic rosters were announced, along with not much else. I guess the Oilers showed their jerseys, but there was
it.
nothing
Oh, you mean
special
the
about
third
them.
jersey set they wore last year with
Yeah.
a patch on the shoulder?
Yeah,
I was gonna say
exactly.
It's the same
there's
thing.
nothing different.
It's the same
There's
thing.
nothing
Also,
different.
any other news that's surrounding the NHL, I guess, along with something from the KHL. If you haven't seen it, it is fucking crazy, and we're going to all give our comments on it. And there's also a question from someone else that we'll get to as well. So first, without further ado, guys, the Jets' new jersey. That Heritage
Whoa, hey,
Classic
back
jersey.
that ass up.
The
We gotta
Heritage-
start off with the biggest news of
Oh,
today,
okay.
okay? How
Of today?
dare you? How
Today.
dare you?
The new assistant coach for the
No,
Jets?
even bigger than that.
Okay.
28 years ago
Nope.
today.
Yep.
Wayne Gretzky was traded.
Yeah,
From,
I told him, mess, I wouldn't cry.
from the Edmonton Oilers to Los Angeles Kings, one of the most infamous trades ever.
Okay, and now we're talking
in
about it
NHL
for a
history.
half hour because
No, we're not.
Gretzky's the best,
No, we're
right?
not.
He's the best.
Because
He's
there's
a
not
great hockey
goddamn
player.
other thing to talk about.
But he also headlines the players that are at the Heritage Classic,
Oh,
which we'll
that's
get
a-
to in a second. Dan
When
will
is
give
the
us
game,
the full
by the
rosters.
way?
I think it's the 28th of October.
23rd.
Oh no, wait! I even have it written down.
22nd is the alumni game.
22nd.
23rd is the Winter or
How
Heritage
is
Classic.
that going to work in Winnipeg? We didn't
That's
get
fine.
snow until like November last year.
That's why
Dude,
they're
they can
doing
do
it.
games in LA.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter.
There's an
It's
I
outdoor-
want real ice. That's garbage. Bring them
You
here
can't
in
make
January.
You cannot.
Do you know why
the
they're
players
doing it in
can't play
October?
on real ice.
Do you know why they're
It's
doing it
too
in October?
inconsistent.
They're doing it in October because it's minus 50 in January.
Yeah.
I want to see the OG stuff. I want to feel it.
No, they actually would still have to make artificial ice, even if it was
Oh,
outside,
really?
because the inconsistencies of making real ice, and also just the time and the effort it takes. I'm somebody who does that,
Yeah.
so I know that it would probably be a 2-week process at least to get it at the point where you could put paint down. But any inconsistencies, you're flooding and it starts snowing, bumps. Like I guess it would be the same with this, but just more consistency in artificial ice. They can control it more, and they can control the temperature of the ice more.
So artificial
that's-
ice, you're saying like it's like a solution, like water with like solution.
No,
and
it's
stuff in
not.
it?
It's still just water, but they can control the temperature of it because of what's underneath it.
Oh, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, I
so
don't
like
know what makes.
with real, like I'm sure they could still do it with real ice, but it's just, I guess it's still technically real ice because
Yeah.
it's still water. But
So that's
it's
why okay,
artificial.
because I remember like.
and also artificial ice creates different snow than real ice.
Oh.
Just because of the way the water actually sets. If you've ever played on actual ice, like real ice, the
Like
way the snow
outdoor
builds up,
ice.
exactly, the way snow builds up is different than inside an arena. The snow is just different. It's a
It's
different.
fluffier, if I could even say that. It goes
Yeah.
away. Like outside ice stays there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and like.
Oh, I
it's
guess
just-
you can't have that. That would make sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot. It's also a lot.
But-
it's a lot colder than indoor ice, right?
And the other thing too is the reason why it's in October is fan comfort, player comfort, and they didn't want it.
Talk about this last year.
how
Like
many-
facility?
How many
Yeah, the
alumni
facility.
guys would be like, "Hey, can you come play a game outdoors in Winnipeg?" Well, sure. When? January.
However,
No.
they did do a alumni game in, I believe it was January in Edmonton.
Yeah, the
Or-
Heritage. Your
yeah.
first Heritage.
First Heritage.
Edmonton's cold.
And a lot of
Winnipeg's
people did that.
colder.
Yeah.
Let's get real.
It was still a
Winnipeg
cold
is-
night that night. Like, it was still like minus 23 that night.
That's true.
But-
When the sun goes away, too, it does get
It's-
significantly cold.
But
Nonetheless,
the game's
do it-
also at okay. I don't know about the alumni game, but the Heritage is at 2:00 or 3:00.
It'll be
oh, high sun, right
it'll
above
be
you.
perfect. They've done games in LA before. They know what they're doing. These guys are professionals. Like, actually, the guy that does the ice for the Jets is one of the best in the league, I believe. At least that's what I've heard. I think he's worked on Winter Classics before. I could be wrong, obviously, but that's something
The
that I
top-notch
remember
guy's
hearing.
Dan Craig, I think.
Yeah.
For the ice supervisor.
Yeah, so they all work together, and obviously, like, they all know how to make the ice, but I think there's some guys that are better at doing it quicker, some guys are better at doing it just because the number one thing is ice actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Conditions. And for this game, they could actually be probably the best in the NHL because of the fact that it's cooler outside. You won't have the heat from the fans that are coming right onto you. Because if you've ever played at the MTS Center, or if you've ever played at any National Hockey rink, or any rink really,
It's hot.
it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's like, remember, you got to make it comfortable for the fans, but it's awful for the players, and the ice gets chopped up very easily. And that's one of the battles the MTS Center actually has, is it doesn't have the best ice, which other places obviously don't as well. So before we get to the rosters, let's talk about the jerseys that were unveiled for the Winnipeg Jets. Since the team was announced in 2011, and we got our jerseys, which were in September of 2011, we've always wondered what a third jersey would look like. We finally got what it would look like, and what do you guys think?
Okay, Dan, you go first.
Love it. I'm very surprised when I saw a white jersey though. I definitely thought it would be dark blue, just because then they can wear it at home. And if they ever make playoffs and they want to wear the old school jerseys, they can wear it. Now they can't.
They can wear that at home. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. No, all
there's
they have to
nothing-
do is
For playoffs, they can wear a white jersey at home.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
they
you're
can.
not wrong.
Because then they're wearing white for the whole playoffs.
No, that's oh yeah.
No,
Because then on the
yeah,
road they
can
have to
do
wear
it.
their whites too. I don't.
But
I
no,
don't
they
know.
would
if
wear they would wear these whites at home, and then they would wear the other white.
Well, here's the way
I
it
can
works.
see them doing it though. Because the
Anyways.
Wild do it with their thirds. Their thirds are their home for playoffs.
I love it. Like every detail of it. The dark blue on the shoulders, the stripes, the logo is great. It's
It's the same logo. They didn't change it, did they?
No,
I didn't look at the
I
logo
think they
that
changed
much.
the background of the blue a little
but
bit
to see
darker.
that logo on a jersey,
was.
See, Dan, why do you love it so much?
Because everyone said you'd never see it.
Okay.
They're never gonna do it.
Yeah, for sure. And what
they-
else do you like about it? That's what I'm saying.
They also did announce that they're gonna wear it 2 more times during the year as well.
After the game,
at home
for sure, right?
Yeah. I love it.
Who they played against? Who they wear it against?
But here's the other thing too: is I don't know if you guys remember this. Year 1 when the Ducks came back, the Ducks wore their thirds and the Jets wore their whites.
Yep.
And it's not uncommon to actually see happen. Washington Capitals, their winter classic jersey from their most recent one, I can't remember if it was
That
2013.
turned into their thirds and
that are now their actual away jerseys.
Oh, okay, my bad.
They're their whites, but those are what they wore for an entire playoff. So I could see these as their road jerseys if they make it into the playoffs. Maybe they wear it. The thing is you just have to pick 2 jerseys for the playoffs. So let's say the Jets have Game 3 here this year. They wear that jersey for games 1 and 2 and 3, and then go to the Blues for Game 4.
All I'm saying, if they're gonna go old school, the Jets should wear white at home. If they're gonna do a whiteout,
It'd be sweet.
What they should do is what the NHL
and I
should do.
I think you have to commit to 1 jersey for the whole playoffs.
No, you don't.
You can't change.
Yeah,
you have
can.
to have 2
You have to have
jerseys.
Is that what it
two
is?
separate jerseys.
No, but I'm
you have to
with
have a dark and a light.
So, no, that's what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
then the Jets would wear white. No, because then see, whatever team they're playing then at that... Oh, no,
Would
they
have to
would
agree
think
to it.
They're their thirds, too. Okay,
No,
yeah.
not
but-
their thirds. They pick 2 jerseys,
Yeah.
so the other team would just have to wear their other jersey.
Yeah,
And they just have to
But
agree
then
to
that
it.
other team's always wearing the dark jersey
So?
every game.
Guys, the Jets have to make the playoffs for this to happen.
True.
So,
Well, you just said something.
all I'm saying, and say what you want about this, but if they in 5 years, if they want to go with this logo permanently, I'm 100% okay with it. With this jersey, I'm fine. I love it.
I love these jerseys.
I love it. I went to the Jets gear store yesterday, and they have all the merch out. They have the
Jerseys, too?
No, they haven't come out yet.
the T-shirts, the
Pre-orders.
hoodies, but
The player T-shirts look great.
and
The
everything
font-
has this logo. It looks so, and it doesn't look like sometimes when they bring those old logos, you're like, it looks like it's from the '80s.
Fan service.
This looks like it fits in. It's very similar to a New York Rangers jersey. Fine.
That's what the Jets were back in the day.
Yeah,
But
if you
that's what they
compare
were.
the old Rangers jersey
From
to
the 80s.
that era Jets jersey, they're the exact same jersey, just with
The
a
stripe-
Jets logo instead of Rangers down it.
Yeah.
And
Legitimately.
in the picture that was released, there was a C on the jersey. There's a 6 on the arm. I know Greg said he thought it was 16 because it's 2016. That's when there's the Winter
What's
Classic.
the 1-6?
But the Oilers jersey has a 4 on the arm
Yeah.
and a C.
Hold on. Yep.
Who's got a 4 on the Oilers that could be the captain?
No, it's 4 on the
Eberle.
right. Yeah, 4
Who has
on
a
the
6
right
on
arm.
the Jets that's probably
Yeah.
going to be the captain?
Blake Wheeler.
Bermishov. God.
But here's the other thing. Isn't it funny that they did
I'm
the
just
photo
saying.
shoot with Mark Scheifele?
Yes, but he had no letter.
Hey,
Yeah, but Wheeler's jersey,
continuity
he
error.
wore it. he wore-
Shifes didn't get his gloves on time because he's wearing Brian Little gloves in that picture.
Oh,
Am
is
I
he?
the only one who noticed
I
that?
did not notice that.
Bro, right glove says Little on it, not
Does
Shifley.
What do you think of the pants? The red
Oh,
pants.
Love him.
oh.
Love him.
I know. You know what I love the most about the red pants, and I only saw it like the third time around. I'm like, oh, red pants, not bad, not bad. The airplane on the piping, so nice. It's just one. It's not like 30 planes. It's just one. I love it. Like I love Oilers runs can piss off. It's their third from last year. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why
Dude,
Connor
nothing.
McDavid got drafted in.
And
Yeah.
is it bad
Looks
that,
stupid.
because there's a picture from the press conference of Chipman and them?
Who
and
was
then-
the Oiler guy?
That's what I'm going to
Talbot.
say.
Talbot.
I'm looking at it. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm like,
you have no idea who that guy.
I'm like,
was.
oh,
It was
yeah.
Cam Talbot
I'm like, oh,
and
yeah.
Dave Semenko.
Wheeler, and I look over. Who the fuck is that? And it's like Cam Talbot. I'm like, oh, okay.
That would explain why. Well, goalies, I don't know what too many goalies look like unless you're like
I'm just
amazing.
saying. It was
'Cause they're-
funny.
They're wearing full face cages, and like
was funny.
goalies usually don't get player interviews because they're goalies.
Unless you're Henrik Lundqvist and you
Because
look
he's
beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah, exactly. No, there you go. Like you were halfway through beautiful. I'm like, oh, beautiful.
I could gloat about them all day, but I love them.
You know what?
I love them.
what if-
I don't think they could have done a better jersey.
Okay,
quite frankly.
first impressions right off the hop, awesome. Like I really like them. But then as I started thinking about it, okay, you know when we like NHL 2010, 11, 12, 13, when you could create a jersey and they had the old Jets logo, I've made this jersey. This exact jersey
Yeah.
I've made on NHL. So I was like, okay.
But now you can pre-order
Now I can get my own
$250
number
one.
29 Patrick Alaine,
Yeah.
a patio lane turns guy.
I have made the executive decision that my first paycheck, it's happening.
First paycheck ever. Dan's never worked before ever. He's a good
Ever.
boy.
But in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. This
weeks.
guy. Are you getting the Ed jersey? The only one you can get.
I don't know what you
Dan,
can get.
wait.
I'm not getting the $400 one because I'm getting it fully loaded.
Well, so why wouldn't you get the $400 one?
Because I'm not made of money.
Yeah.
But you're making money.
Yeah.
Okay. Which player are you getting? Wait. We should do. Dan, are you getting it customized right away?
I already know. Yep.
No,
I already
wait,
know
hold
who
on,
I
make
want.
it fun.
No, I already know who
I
I
will
want.
go halfers with Greg on this. If first player up to score in the whole year, we put on that jersey.
I'm miming the number.
Huh?
Fi-
Hold on, do it
55
again.
55
Oh,
Marquette.
shice.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
Who
I
are you
don't
getting
know.
on yours?
Oh, man, I'm not getting one.
I know you're getting one.
No, no.
have to
I've
get
Shadowband jerseys for my life, so actually,
Come
no,
on.
I'm not.
If you were to get a jersey, who would it be?
Oh, man. There's a lot of options. Honestly, it's so ugly. I got to see him play first, though. Patrick Laine, I'm not against it. But I did own a Scheifele. You were the only person to ever see me wear my Mark Scheifele jersey.
Good. I'm glad.
It'd be
Another
Scheif,
option.
maybe.
Another option. I know that the ones for the alumni game are different, but you could go Timu.
No, you don't do throwback for that stuff. I'm not a fan of that. I don't
already
like
know
that.
somebody who did that, so.
What's that?
I already know somebody
They
who
are
went
one?
like
I-
throwback.
Think I know that person.
Okay.
But
Probably.
irrelevant. What my gripe about this jersey is that, Dan, you love it so much because why again? You said the second reason you loved it so much was because it was the old one, right? If the
just
Jets
think-
were planning on doing this,
The whole way they did it. was
why
great.
wouldn't they have just come out with this right off the hop? Because you're
Because
almost
they-
putting a stopgap between like the new like that logo
Yeah.
on the wall, the new logo, and that one. Because
Think
you
about how
know
much
everyone
money
loves the
Think
Jets.
about how
one
much
so
money they
more.
made off the two jerseys that came out 5 years ago, and now think about how much money they're going to make 5 years later off of these.
Yeah, but that one
this
you
jersey.
already like that one more than the other logo because
But people already bought these
I
ones
know
5 years
but
ago.
like you're trying to brand establish. Like I don't know much about marketing, but
They're trying
I
to
feel
make
like
money.
that puts you back.
How?
Like in the future. Okay, go, Greg.
Okay.
You're the business guy. So you would know.
I'm the
People
only
are
one that
eventually
hasn't
gonna
spoken
stop.
about the jersey.
go,
thing.
go.
I'm the only one who doesn't. 1, I like the jerseys. 2, I like the pants. 3, if I were to pick a player to put on the back of it, I haven't put a ton of thought into it yet, but I was actually thinking about putting Connor Hellebuck on the back.
No.
He won't even be playing in the
Do
game.
not
Come
like
on.
goalie jerseys.
Or-
no,
or-
If the guy doesn't play in the game, you can't get it.
yeah, you can.
Or
Sure.
or Kyle Connor.
Yeah, Kyle Connor too. 29's nasty.
That's bold.
But
For
if
a guy
he's
that
not
hasn't
there,
made team
nonetheless,
Because he
Those
was
would
wearing
be-
81.
those would be
No, we won't. That's
Is
not
he?
confirmed. No.
nonetheless. What I think the Jets should do with this is they need to venture on with this logo. This is gonna like their original logo that they have. That's going to be their mainstay logo. However, there is nothing wrong with having a throwback jersey that you go back to. There is nothing wrong with eventually using this as your color scheme. One of the teams that did this most recently was the Vancouver Canucks. They used to have that terrible dark blue and like maroon with
How
silver.
dare you shit talk the Orca Sea gradient jersey? It was so bad.
Okay,
The ones
they
they
had
have
that.
now are much better.
Oh,
They
no,
had
they're
that,
way nicer than
And then
that.
they went back to, because they wore the hockey stick one that was
Yeah.
just literally a hockey stick.
Loved it.
For a couple years. They had that as their throwback jersey. They used that as their color scheme. Wouldn't be surprised if the Jets go back to a red color scheme with this original logo. Red in their color scheme with this logo.
Okay.
And use these jerseys as a heritage jersey, as a throwback. They're not going to go back to this logo. I would be very surprised if they ever go back to that logo. It's not going to happen because, like you said, they're trying to brand establish this one. It's established. It's actually a mainstay, and a lot of people have said, as much as they love that logo, as nostalgic as it is, that's the logo that makes them think about the Jets now, is this new one. That's what when you hear Winnipeg Jets, you don't think that
No, I
throwback
think of that
logo.
one.
You think about the logo with that. With
But-
the
and-
fun in it.
I don't think it should be their jersey. I think it should be used sparingly.
Yeah.
Use it
3-4 times a year.
Yeah, 5 times a year. Use it five games a year. Make it special.
Use it
Don't,
for you maybe guaranteed if you have a New Year's Eve game, wear it New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
If you have a special night where you're honoring someone, wear it there.
Home opener, I'd do it.
Home opener potentially.
I thought, you know what's funny?
Or-
I
or
thought Hall
last-
Opener right away.
And
Or last game.
season closer for sure.
Yeah.
And that would be a great way to kind of just. You still have this third jersey that other people will buy because everyone already said that they're going to buy it. everyone already said that as soon as they came out with a third jersey, people were going to go out and buy it.
I'll probably buy a hat with that on it, but I'm waiting for fitted ones, not.
Yeah.
Dude, the hoodies, they're nice. Pullovers.
Nonetheless,
They don't even
let's
They're
move
nice.
on to the rosters for the alumni game. Because
I was going to say, before we close out your jersey, you're allowed to wear alternates up to 10 times in a year. You just have to have approval. So the games you named, that's 5. So I mean, and you don't want to overstep. So basically, like once a month is a fun time to do it.
Yeah.
But even that's if you're at home.
Or like you could have, let's say you have that nationally broadcasted game versus Toronto.
Sunday night hockey.
Or
Hometown hockey.
your hometown hockey game where you're playing the Flames. Or, you have a Saturday night game against the Hawks that means a lot. And you're in Chicago, you want to wear those throwbacks. That'd be fun.
And you know what's nice now, too? If they do make the playoffs, people can just wear these jerseys.
Yeah.
Instead of wearing a white t-shirt.
Yeah.
I know that these jerseys have blue on them. In the
You
shoulders.
guys were
Those
there
are
right
beautiful.
for playoffs?
I never
Dan
saw
was.
it.
Second game.
I never saw
I
it.
wasn't. Was it to me on TV? I know they subdue sound. Didn't look that intimidating. The white to me, it didn't. You would know
When you
would
walk
know.
in, you're like, okay. Trust me, I felt the same way. I watched the first game. I'm like,
Yeah, okay,
I'm like,
perfect.
But then I went to game 2 and I walked in and I'm like, holy shit! Like
Everything's shaking.
Okay,
it's something to look at. It's pretty cool.
all right.
I've heard lots of
It would
stories
look
from the
better
old-
if the Jets were wearing white too. That's all I'm gonna
I've
say.
heard lots of stories of the old whiteout and just how insane it was. Like,
Crowd volume. They weren't lying. The reason they muted it is because they had to.
Oh yeah.
It was loud.
No, I know it was loud. I don't doubt that factor. Let's see who's
Okay.
playing in this Heritage game.
in the
Besides, obviously, the greatest player of all
I'm
time.
gonna- I'm gonna level with you. I know most of the guys on the Oilers roster. The Jets,
Wait.
over half of them. I'm like,
Oh, no.
yeah, but they're all 80s
Did they
guys.
just
Yeah,
announce the
90s.
rosters? Because
Yeah.
I don't think I've. Okay,
On
that's
Friday.
what we're talking
On
about.
Friday, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay,
All
so
right.
you go Oilers or Jets?
Oilers first.
Oilers first.
Same.
Goalies are Grant Fuhr, Bill Ranford.
I
D.
didn't know we're Bill Ryan.
Guys, just wait to realize why the Oilers were a dynasty
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Okay, D. Kevin Lowe, Paul Coffey, Charlie Huddy, who is the assistant coach of the
Oh, that'll be
Winnipeg
awesome.
Jets. Craig Money, never heard of him, and Steve Smith. Forwards, you got Wayne Gretzky, Dave Semenko, Mark Messier, Glenn Anderson, Yari Curry, Kelly Buckberger, Atlanta Thrasher alumni, Ken Linsman, Craig McTavish, Craig Simpson, and Ryan Smith, who is a guy we grew up watching, so that's kind of neat.
94? The Wet
Yeah.
Sea Otter?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a pretty good roster. Now the Jets roster, I've heard of some of these guys.
Wait, there's only 10 of them? You named
That's
10
not-
players.
That's all I got.
Or no, you named 10
The
forwards.
Jets
Never
have
mind.
way more.
Okay.
They only have one goalie, Bob Asenza.
Bobby Asenza.
Wait,
Nikolai
so they
Happy
are
Moulin
you-
couldn't get the call back. Like, come on.
Maybe, yeah.
So they are using legit old Jets. not
Yeah,
Thrashers.
they didn't go anything 90s except for like a
Oh.
couple.
Okay, go. So Asenza? Surprised
For
they
D,
didn't-
you have Dave Babbage, Dave Ellett, Mike Ford, Jim Kite, Mario
Fuck yeah.
Marois.
I don't know that guy either, so it's okay.
No, that's fine.
Mo Mantha, Teppo Numanen, and Tim Waters. They have a lot of defensemen.
The one shocking,
Nine
the two,
unit.
one of them is Randy Carlisle. He's not there because he's coaching the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
The other guy that I'm shocked is not there is Phil Housley.
He's assistant coach in Nashville.
That's why.
Oh, shit.
But
Great point.
you could take a night off. I mean, come on.
Come back.
on.
Okay, forward.
Come back and wear that
All
helmet.
right,
that you
forward.
used to.
Dale Howardchuk, Thomas Steen, Teemu Solani.
Don't know
He's
any of those players.
the big one.
Never heard of those guys.
Now this is where it gets fun. Now
Yeah.
it gets fun.
Laurie Boschman, Mike
Know him.
Eagles, Chris
Yeah.
King. Heard of him.
Chris King was the last old Winnipeg Jets captain.
Morris Lukowich, Andrew McBain, Brian Mullen, Darren Shannon, Doug Small, and Greg's favorite Leaf coach ever, Ron Wilson.
Wait, why didn't they have Dallas Eakins?
I don't know. Maybe they asked him
Paul-
and he couldn't do it.
Eakins, Paul McLean, Keith Kachuk.
Yeah, I don't know if Keith Kachuk could put on skates now.
Who did? That was with
I'm just saying.
friends of mine. Who was our friends of ours who I was watching the draft with. What did they call him? Keith Kachuk.
Kachunks.
Kachunks. Keith Kachunks.
He's a big. I saw him. I saw a thing of him and his wife and their son, like recently. He's big.
He's a big boy.
Hey man,
He was always
whatever.
big.
He's retired. Do his
Okay.
job.
But honestly, I get that the Jets went 80s, but to me it's kind of underwhelming because there's a lot of
But here's the other thing too, though. We don't remember the 80s. The Jets in the 80s.
correct because
were,
I was not alive.
Exactly.
none of us were.
Exactly. Whereas the Oilers in the 80s had a lasting legacy where the Jets were just kind of there. And they were the beating stick for the Oilers for a lot of playoff series.
Well, and
because
when
it
we
was like,
finally didn't
My
have
dad-
to deal with the Oilers, we had the goddamn Flames.
I will
Yeah.
Come on.
Of the 80s.
forever. I will know because my dad told me this story. He tells me it all the time. There was one year that the Jets and Oilers used to play probably second round of the playoffs every goddamn year, and the Jets would always lose. There was one
Kind of
year.
like the Ottawa Senators to the Toronto Maple
There
Leafs
was
in the 2000s.
There was one year the Jets were up 3-1.
Oh, I remember that.
Looking
I remember
good.
hearing
My
that.
dad's like, yep, they're up 3-1. We went to Hawaii. We came back. They've lost. Edmonton went on to win the cup. So he harps on it all the time because I think it's the closest Winnipeg's ever been to
Was that the one where like they beat that like they got Howard out of the series, or is that
I don't know.
I could for sure I guarantee I'm wrong on this.
But yeah, a little two different franchises, I guess. But now two franchises going in opposite directions, kind of, in the sense that
They're both
Edmonton's
on the up and up.
Edmonton's still trying to get their shit
Hold
together.
on though, but like as we've said before, like any team's a few moves away from like, oh damn.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
Hey,
Jets
you know what?
too. Jets are right
Yeah.
there.
I'm jazzed up for that. It's going to be fun.
It'll be,
so
it'll
you're
be a
going?
fun game.
You did.
I am going, yes.
Okay, Greg, are you?
Maybe.
Really
Greg's
weird.
going for sure.
I
Really
want to go
weird.
to the
Yeah.
alumni
I
game.
want to say this. It's really weird
I would
because
like to go. I want to go. I haven't tried.
the way they did the pricing, essentially the higher up in the stadium you sit, the more you pay.
Yeah.
Because we got tickets row 6, and it was the cheapest you could pay. I'm assuming because when you're rat low, you don't see a whole lot in the corners.
The sightlines are probably
But
kind of shitty.
I think the first 10 to 20 rows were the cheapest price, and then as you went up, it got more expensive. So
the prime time would be where Greg's seats are.
if you're
for
in the
bomber
upper
games.
deck, you're paying the most.
Yeah, I was
Greg's
like-
bomber seats
oh.
are the best seats.
I was like, I wonder how much my seats are for Heritage Classic. Oh, $650.
It was interesting, but when I went on, because like my dad and I are like, because we're on the waiting list for tickets, so we're like, they said that we got a pre-sale. They're like, you can buy 2 tickets because you're on the waiting list for 2. We're like, okay, let's just get the cheapest ones. Like we don't want to blow the bank. Let's just get the cheapest ones. And I went on, and I'm like, row 6, that's the cheapest. I'm like, where's the catch? This does not make sense to me.
How much were your row 6?
180
per game?
per ticket for both games. $90
Oh.
a game.
$90 a game. That's not bad, actually.
Dang.
So
I'm gonna try
we'll
and see
see
if I
how
can find
obstructed they are when we get down there, but
Whatever. Not too bad.
it just kind of threw me off.
Anything else on the Heritage Classic before we move on? Okay. One
Nothing
quick
in
thing,
my
guys.
mind.
Did we talk about Jacob Trouba last week?
No, well, a little bit.
Maybe,
Not
yeah.
real a lot.
About what he was worth? About how much he was asking?
oh,
That already happened,
That's
right?
all alleged.
That
oh
already
yeah,
happened,
7
right?
years, 42 mil.
Yeah. We already talked about this, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure, because I
Why?
wasn't sure. I
We
actually
talked
wasn't
about it in
sure.
our messaging. We never talked about it on here.
We never talked about it on here?
I don't know.
Oh, that's right. We did.
All the info, it was never proven. It
was
was
never
just
proven.
alleged. This is what he wants.
Alleged.
It was said that it said that they're far apart in terms of money and term, and that he wants to be used more by the team.
Yes.
And then people have now said, "Oh, he wants 7 million. He wants 7. He wants
So-
6."
Guys, knowing our podcast trend, something will happen tomorrow with the Jets because something always happens on a Wednesday in the NHL. So, think about it this way. Jacob Trouba's getting signed tomorrow or off-sheeted. That's my prediction. But apparently,
off-sheeted?
the alleged
As Greg
agreement
said,
was
he's going to get signed $6 million a year for 42 years.
Yeah.
Correct.
Apparently, the alleged thing was 6 years, $7 million, or $7 million
7 for 6. I think.
or 7 years, $6 million, which still is an overpayment because no defenseman
That's signed.
has
so-
signed that.
But on the
So,
plus side, at least he's willing to make a long-term commitment.
at least he's made well.
They have
yeah.
they have to talk him down. But
Hey, I'm sorry
but
if I was getting paid $6 million. I'd be like, I want it as long as possible.
But he could say, "Give me 2 years and I'm gone. I'm done."
it
The
would,
Ryan
still wouldn't take
Johansson
him.
deal.
It still wouldn't take him to UFA. 2 years wouldn't take him.
There's
to
just
UFA.
because there's people saying, "Oh, he doesn't like Winnipeg. He wants to leave," which, from what I've read, is not true. He likes it. He wants to stay. His agent's trying to get him. It's a negotiation, right? Your agent's going to try and get you the best deal you can.
Yep.
He'll
Yeah.
get talked down. He'll get.
But he also is notoriously one of the worst one of the worst agents for highballing players and not understanding true value of players.
Who's his agent?
I can't remember, but that's the word on the block. Is he's known for like I'm gonna
he has
highball
Ryan
everyone.
Johansson's agent. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. And you know how that turned out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, we'll see what happens with the whole debacle. But yeah, all he wants is top 4 minutes, regular top 4 playing time, extra power play time, and so essentially a chance to play with either Myers, Bufflin, or Enstrom.
He wants to be
Essentially, he doesn't want to be in the third pair with Mark Stewart, and quite frankly, I have no problem giving him all those demands. He should be there. If he's going to be your future star defenseman, he should be getting that.
Exactly.
Even if he's not, if he's not that caliber of a player yet, he's not going to get to that caliber unless you give him the chance.
Still doesn't deserve $6 million a season.
But it's great that he's asking for that stuff because as high of a pick as he was and like what they want, that's what you want out of him.
But
you don't want a guy like, no, I'm okay with $4 million, like what I'm doing now. That's good.
I'm going to level with you. Seth Jones is not worth 5.5. He's worth no more than Trouba, in my opinion.
But
he's done nothing else. So what? What does that matter?
They gotta pay him to
so they have to overplay to keep him there. That's fine. He's not worth it.
Well, I think that's
they're the same. They're the same. They were drafted right around each other, and their point totals are very similar.
Well, then that's
and Seth Jones has already been traded once. If he's so good,
why
didn't
But it was for a need.
Everyone would do that deal if they were Columbus and Nashville.
That was a
a great
perfect
deal for both teams.
That was like if Taylor Hall was being
it.
offered for Jacob Trouba. That's what that deal would have been.
But maybe the Jets wouldn't do that.
Maybe, but I don't know. I would take Ryan Johansson. and Columbus. Columbus needed another defenseman.
You have to look at the teams because
I get
they didn't have
Nashville
that
needed
guy.
a good top 6, and Columbus needs a good
and
young
David Poile
defenseman.
knew he had PK Subban in his back pocket. So.
Poile's like,
all I'm saying, similar players. Both haven't really proven themselves yet, but Seth Jones.
If you want to go off point totals, then he should not make any more than Olli Määttä. Same amount of games. I think Trouba has 2 more points than Olli Määttä.
4.1.
And Seth Jones is around there too, but he got $1 million more.
Okay, so we found his range: 4.1 to 5.3.
Yeah,
5.
But now you know why it's so hard for the Jets to make a deal because you get guys. You have a group of players who are around the same level, but some are getting 4, some are getting 6, some are getting 5.5, some are getting 4.5.
And then
and Trouba's going, I'm as good as all of these guys, so I'm going to ask for the high end, and the Jets are probably coming in to lower it.
Yeah,
and they're going to have to meet.
They got to meet in the middle, or they do a Matt Dumba thing and do a bridge deal. There's that option as well. So let's move on from here. What NHL news do you have for us, Cam?
Well, I blew my big news at the start with Gretzky. I was really hoping we'd talk about him forever because he's the best. I'm kidding.
For those who don't know,
Cam does not like a lot. Yeah, he's. I'm gonna preface this again. I've talked about it once a month on the podcast. Yeah, I'd have amazing numbers too if no one was allowed to fucking hit me.
I made a funny
That's
joke.
That's one of my F-bombs right there. I'm using it on Gretzky.
I made a funny joke because my dad used to play hockey with Dave Semenko back in the day.
Okay.
And I told my dad, I was like, hey, like, if Dave's here, like, would he recognize you? He's like, yeah, like, I've seen him at other functions before. I'm like, sweet. So could I, say hi to him? He's like, I don't know, probably not a good idea. I was like, what if I attacked Gretzky? Is that a good way to get Semenko? He's like, well, he'd be there in a second.
Yeah, that was his job.
Why didn't the Jets
wing Gretzky's fists? I'm telling you guys.
If the Oilers are bringing Gretzky's enforcer, why didn't the Jets bring in Timu's?
Ty Domi?
Yeah.
Ty Domi?
Yeah.
That would have been great. I don't think
he wasn't here very long.
He was not here very long.
He was here long enough.
Like what? We're the wrong crew because we're
guys. He was only here for 3 or 4 years.
Timu was only here for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, but he did shatter Mike Bossy's record.
I get it, but he was. If you're gonna go by term, I mean.
But
that's true.
Also, fan impact. I don't know if anybody impacted fans more than Teemu Selanne.
Well,
and that trade was more out of necessity than it was out of anything else. They looked at it and they're like, okay, guys, we need to get something for Teemu.
No. You know why Teemu got traded? Because they were originally like, the Jets were like, no, you want to keep Teemu. No, to Phoenix.
Yeah.
And the Phoenix owners, whoever bought them, was like, no, we're an American team. We want to build our team around an American, Keith Tkachuk. So they picked Keith Tkachuk over Teemu.
Yeah, that's what
happened,
You're
right?
And then,
and at the time, then the owners are just like, we just want assets. We don't want, like, whatever, do what you want to the team, but we keep these certain guys on the team. From what I understand, like, I read this in the Whiteout book, like from, I think, not Randy Turner. Either way, the Whiteout Jets book, Google it, it's there. But anyways, preface the KHL thing. What happened? Oh, by the way, KHL training camp, I only found out, like, last week, 6 weeks long.
And the preseason has now officially started.
Yeah, like training camp and preseason
started with
is
a
6
bang.
So
weeks.
the KHL has started to they're pushing to kind of be Europe's and Asia's main hockey league, and that's great. And so they have teams in all different countries all over both Asia and Europe. And recently they moved into China. And China had their first preseason game the other day. And that preseason game lasted 3 minutes. In front of a crowd of did not look like a lot.
There's one arena shot in the clip that I will tweet out.
Is it in China? I can't remember
I
if
don't
it's
know.
in China
The two
or not.
teams are Barris and
Kunlun.
Kunlun. Kunlun is what I got.
Kunlun.
But yeah, why did it last only 3 minutes?
One-man wrecking crew, that's why.
One man wrecking crew went through every. There was. I can't think of the guy's name.
I got it
now.
right
What's
here.
the guy's name?
Demir
Yeah.
Rispayer. Ryspayer. Now let me give you his career stats.
Oh, I've seen them.
Real quick.
If you go to Hockey DB, they're there.
You know what? I will have to tweet his hockey DB as well. Just a quick rundown. He's played 23 games played professionally, like in the KHL. He has 194 PIMs. That's an average of 5 a game. And in his career, he's played 154 pro hockey games. He has 4 points. Guess what he does?
Fights.
Well,
And
I don't
he
know how it
takes on
started.
all that we've seen from the video clip,
Didn't
which
he like,
Cam will tweet out from our.
check someone or
So,
something?
but what must have happened, it must have been premeditated. But yeah, like off a face-off, he just cold clocks a guy, and then tries to drag him and continue fighting. And the refs are like, no, come. It started a line brawl. So what happened?
No, but it started.
It
the
wasn't
line
even a
brawl
line
because
brawl.
the
He
refs-
just started skating every
No.
Before
Before that, though, like there's a couple guys tussling, obviously, because they're like, okay, our player got injured, we should tussle, and then the refs were like, okay, they started escorting this guy, and then 2 guys went at it like along the boards, and then the player's like, oh, there's no refs, and then starts just one-man wrecking crew the entire team.
He skates up to a guy.
You get a punch.
You get a sucker punch. You get a sucker punch. Like,
Guys.
He's skating at guys who are skating away, and they're like, no, stop it.
One guy's like covering his face. He's like, hell no.
And he's
Boom.
ragdolling him.
What you need to do?
And then once he's on the ice, like throws him. It's like, what?
What do you, this guy should be,
And then
as on
charges
tweet, banned for life.
the bench after that, and then everyone just like mauls together.
Yeah,
What were you
banned
gonna
for
I
life.
did this today. You need to watch this video,
say?
and while you watch it, you need to play this. Don't do an ad.
It's gonna do an ad?
YouTube sucks.
It's gonna
Ruined
do
How
it.
dare you? You got to get the
Wow.
YouTube money.
Ruined it. Anyways,
You mean give all the money to YouTube because it's a mobile here? Oh,
watch it and listen to this at the same time. It's great.
nonetheless,
Absolutely.
Still goes
okay.
Steve
So
Austin.
It just,
Cam's
but
kind of
it just-
underlined his
It brings it home.
thoughts on it. What do you think, Dan, of the whole?
Well, he
investigation?
definitely shouldn't probably not be playing hockey. UFC maybe. I don't know, but I've never seen one guy just be like pretty much kill a guy, and then all the other and like that guy's teammates are kind of just standing there, and then he just goes up to them and just starts beating the shit out of each one by
It's
one.
so weird. Like, watch the whole minute and a half clip. Like, Greg's like, guys, did you see this? And I'm like, no. And he sends us the video, and I'm like, what am I watching? Like, if I was a guy on the ice, I would lock my eyes on him and not turn my back to him. Because either way, he's punching me in the face. I want to see it coming. Like, he
Well, I would at
skates
least
down
try-
guys and just blocks them.
I'm gonna level with you. He shouldn't be playing hockey, but it was entertaining to watch.
So weird.
Like
It's the
after
weirdest.
after he knocked the guy out, I'm like, okay, that wasn't nice. Then after the first guy, I'm like, okay, this guy's a moron. Then when he kept going, I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it's ridiculous. He probably shouldn't be playing hockey. Probably needs anger management, and I don't know.
There's 2 schools of thought when it comes to this kind of stuff. First school of thought is rational. Like, why the fuck did he do that?
That was so weird.
What makes the man do that? And the other school of thought is the old man. Why wasn't the China team protecting themselves, or wherever the team? I think it was the Chinese
Whatever,
team that
they're
got attacked.
professional hockey players.
Why were they protecting themselves? Why didn't they rush the guy after he attacked their player? Why did they let this guy do a rampage? Why
Because
did he
the
just
ref
let
had
them
a
hit him?
hold of him. Like, it's so crazy.
And then wait for it. This guy deserves to be honored for what he did because he just showed how much of a pussy sport hockey's become. Literally, someone tweeted. I will actually tell you the actual tweet that happened because I said
Don't
on
say
my Twitter,
who it was. Just
I won't
read
say
the
who it was.
tweet. We're not giving him any extra credit on our syndicated podcast. Okay.
So all I said was I was like, oh, did he delete the tweet? He might have deleted the tweet. Oh, that's so disappointing. He deleted the tweet. Oh.
See,
man.
no. He did not want to stand behind his own words because he knew how bad that was. Like, probably. He's like, oh yeah.
All he said was, that's a hockey play. He said
assault is a hockey play. Okay.
Well, if you've ever played hockey with him, you know, yeah. He's fine with it. And that the other players should have jumped in to protect their player, which I agree. The one thing I don't get about this clip is the fact that they're all like, oh, our player just got mauled. Let's not attack the guy that attacked them. And then welcome the guy to just punch us in the face. At least try to defend yourself. I understand that. But the fact of the matter is the guy still needs to be banned from playing professional hockey because you just don't do that. So the guy tweeted me and he was just like, we need to like not be so soft. And I'm like, I read it this morning and I like literally I was at my desk at work and I threw my phone. I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that. So I texted one of our mutual, one guy that plays on that hockey team with me, and I said, guess what this guy just said? And he's like, yeah, well, that's kind of par for the course. I should have taken a picture of it. I'm so upset I didn't take a picture of it now.
And everybody has their different opinions on fighting, but that's...
You have to, Kate.
I don't
watch this.
This is like WWE. This is like when the dirty heel jumps the babyface and then beats up everybody. This is like Brock Lesnar against like.
Oh, here it is.
5 guys.
You got it.
Okay. Lifetime ban. Come on. Lifetime banned. First of all, come on. It's still hockey. The other team should have done something. They're pussies.
Wow.
Really. What a person.
I mean,
but this is like XFL level hockey. Like, it's
what are they
so
going to do?
bad.
Like, beat the living...
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, okay, I agree with you on one point, but at the same time, like, you don't need that in hockey. Like, what if this happened in the NHL? What if, like, let's say, hypothetically, after Todd Bertuzzi sucker punches Steve Moore, turns around, gives Peter Forsberg and Joe Sakic, even though they probably weren't on the ice at the same time, but let's just pretend, 2 uppercuts at the same time with both his right and left arm, just boom, uppercuts to the chin, and then like Claude Lemieux jumps off the bench and then he sucker punches him. Like, there would be no standing for this.
Well, no, and then you said if it's in the NHL.
It's assault!
What's the biggest suspension the NHL has ever handed out? 25 games, Chris Simon, I think?
No,
Rafi Torres got 41, didn't he?
But that was for his second high hit.
Marty McSorley, what did he get?
The stick swing, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's his.
Find it. Find the longest serving suspension.
I'm pretty sure it's like 80 games.
Either way, right off the hop, like from seeing this, I am starting at 25 games. That's where that is the least amount you're getting, and you're trying to talk me out of giving you at least 40. Like, you're trying to talk me down to 25.
Why would, should that guy even be allowed back?
No.
Ooh, there is a lifetime ban in the NHL for Billy Couto, Boston Bruins, April 1927, for assaulting 2 referees and starting a Stanley Cup bench brawl.
Assaulting 2 referees.
And then 30 games, Chris Simon, New York Islanders, December 19th, 2007 for slamming his skate into the foot of Pittsburgh Penguins forward Jarkko Ruutu.
Yeah, okay. So
those are them.
30 games?
30 games and a lifetime ban.
Damn it. Okay.
So we didn't assault a referee. Just assaulted 5 players.
I'm starting it at 20 because I don't know if it's like...
No,
I'm starting it at 20
yeah, no, you are.
Because Chris Simons was like, that's a blade. But then again, he assaulted, like he legit cold-cocked 4 people on the ice.
What was Marty McSorley's?
The guy on the bench,
Did you get it or no?
I can find Marty McSorley's for swinging a stick at a guy. But once again, like, whenever we see these, it's always only one player. Todd Bertuzzi on Steve Moore. McSorley on whoever he hit. Chris Simon on Jarkko Ruutu. It's a one-time time occurrence.
This guy's like a one-man goon squad. Like, that's what he is.
He is.
Okay, 25 games. Okay, I'll just go off. Chris Simon got another one March 11th, 2007, for his two-handed stick attack to the face of New York Rangers forward Ryan Hallweg. 23 games for Marty McSorley for knocking out Vancouver's Donald Brashear with a stick swing and hit.
That's the one I'm
on
thinking
November.
of.
So that was on November 7th, and it was extended by the NHL on
But
February
what year?
20th.
What year?
That was 2000.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Steve Downey, 20 games, September 28th, 2007, for leaving his feet to deliver a deliberate hit to the head to Ottawa forward Dean McCammon.
I
in a
remember that
preseason
one.
Game.
Was that when he was a Flyer?
Yeah.
And Tom
Knocked him
Bertuzzi
out.
got 20 games to the Steve Moore altercation.
Bertuzzi got 20 for... Yeah, I'm starting at 20 then with
Yeah,
this guy.
me too.
Like, it's hard to preface without you guys watching it. Like, watch it.
Watch it!
Watch it!
Watch it! Canada. Belarus. 8 o'clock. Watch it! For those who don't understand what that is, that's actually from Jay and Dan, who are now on FSM 1 Sports, or were once here in TSN. And they were hilarious. And that was Jay Onwright, who was the best.
Still are hilarious, just not on TV in Canada.
Yeah, that's the only disappointing thing. They still do that, and it's hilarious. Speaking of that, to end off today's show...
Wait, whoa.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong
had one?
hat to be wearing. But I have reason to believe Rhyme Time is a San Francisco Giants fan because he was in the airport wearing a Giants hat with a
Interesting.
fan.
Actually, before we finish off the show,
Good.
comment from... Or
We
a question.
did have a question. This is a real short one, I think. I don't know where no, we're not short.
Remember, Warner Brothers editing. We've gone over time.
My bad, homies.
You're going to find out where the cuts were.
Yeah, you'll know.
You'll know.
Okay, I don't know how to read. Like, this is how I'll read it and then I'll spell it for you. Races, fan, rocks, 4.
Okay,
Comment.
that's fine. Just comment.
What are the 3 teams do you guys think that be in MasterCard Memorial Cup this year,
I
not
did
including
see
the
that.
host city? Host city's
What?
Windsor Spitfires, not London. I lied. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Windsor Spitfires.
I'm retracting myself from this statement because I don't
No,
follow
Dan, you
junior
can just
hockey.
literally name a town. We'll preface it. Here, we'll name
The
the
Shawinigan
Cataracts.
Wombats.
Cataracts.
Okay.
They won't be there this year.
Dude, I don't know
Flint-
anything about
the
this.
Flint, Michigan Tropics.
Okay,
Firebirds.
it's awesome.
No,
They
no,
literally had
the
a
Flint,
throwback.
Michigan Tropics.
Okay,
Okay,
fine.
perfect. My guess for OHL, apart from Windsor, god damn, there's
Hard
two.
to say not London.
Okay, my pick is going to be either London or, totally depending on if Konechny makes the team or not, and Chychrun makes the team or not, Sarnia is going to be a goddamn good team. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have.
Sorry, that's the yellow and white team I was thinking. I thought it was Kingston Frontenac, but I'm like, no.
Kingston's
Sarnia.
good too, but
Kingston's-
Sarnia's.
Sarnia's. It all depends on Chychrun and Konechny. of
Yeah.
course, yeah.
But my guess, if I'm picking it, other OHL team's going to be London. It's got to be. Go ahead.
OHL, yeah, Sarnia, London. I'm trying to think
What the
like
hell's
who else
that
would
other
be
team?
there.
This is where's
Niagara?
Nylander play?
Alex Nylander plays for
The Steelheads.
Steelheads.
Mississauga Steelheads.
Yeah, I think so.
They're pretty good. I don't know, like, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just my opinion, and we
Yeah.
don't get to see a lot of access
I
to
don't-
junior hockey. Like, I
Yeah.
even don't, like, I follow beat writers, but I don't watch a lot of games because we don't have access to it.
Yeah, it's a little like obviously all we can see is whatever is shown on national TV. It's not like we live in one of these small towns and
Yeah.
kind of follow it. As
The
closely.
nearest we have is Brandon, and they're always on our news report.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
let's go to the West if we're naming 2 to 3 teams.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Brandon.
I think that Brandon's a little bit older this year. Like I don't know.
Little bit older,
I think
but-
Quenneville's gone now. This year, I think was his last year.
Yeah, I think so.
They still have Nolan Patrick, who's probably
And
number
Stelio
one.
Mateos, which is top line captain for Canada U18 Ivan Halenka. Top line center at U18 Ivan Halenka. And
Yes.
Stelios and Nolan Patrick both top picks of Brandon, like in the first round. I think actually Stelios went 1. I'm not sure if Patrick went 1 or not. I think he might have.
For Brandon, I'm not sure.
In the WHL draft. They were very high picks.
Yes. And then, obviously, I don't think Ivan Provorov will be there this year for Brandon.
Mr. Hextall's got to make a trade for him to make the team.
Okay.
I know they want him on the team, but they have to do another, try and do what they did last year with McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
Where they sent, who was it? They tried sending 2 players to the AHL last year to get Goss to spare a spot on the team, and the NHL nixed one of the moves. They got to do that again. I don't know if they're going to be able to. I don't think it does him no good to be in the AHL or to be in the junior.
Junior again.
He was too good.
I think Brandon's going to be one of the top teams. I think Calgary's going to be good. I think they're good.
Right, Calgary's right up there too.
Yeah.
But Calgary, they have Travis Sanheim. They're losing him because he's going to AHL now. My guess, just based off last year and the returners off the top of my head, Seattle's.
Yes, that's the team I
Seattle
was
and
thinking.
Victoria.
Victoria as well, yes.
Oh, mama.
Actually, that...
Yeah. I'll say Seattle and
for
Victoria
some reason, I
before
had
Brandon.
Spokane in my head, but I'm like, no, Seattle.
No, they might.
Yeah.
I mean, but
That's
Seattle,
the one thing, Kate. To preface this, we've talked about NHL, and the one thing about junior hockey is, as great as some of these players are, the uncertainty is what's even better.
because it's you don't know if one guy's just going to shoot out of nowhere and be amazing.
Exactly, and the other thing too is if you take a look at let's say Brandon right now preseason, they look like they could be a potential team. Nolan Patrick gets hurt, God forbid it, but let's say it happens. That team is a lot worse without Nolan Patrick. Junior hockey is almost like the NBA in the sense where one player does make a significant change to your team.
Let's do this as the example. Junior hockey, if you lose a top line guy, that's like in the NFL losing a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Any team in the NFL losing starting quarterback, you've knocked off 2 or 3 wins off of that. I guarantee you lose at least 2 more games.
Yes.
Yeah. But
Nolan Patrick was a beast in the one
and
game.
then let's go to the queue. Where
we don't have any clue.
No idea.
I'm going for the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles because it's the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles.
Okay, if I gotta pick a team,
I'm assuming Quebec's going to be good this year.
The Ramparts, probably. I don't know. Okay, you know what? Since you're going for the Screaming Eagles, I will go for the Drummondville Voltigeurs, home of Claude Giroux.
Do you know else?
That was a really
No,
bad...
that's a lie. He played for Gatineau Olympics.
That was a really bad...
Gatineau Olympics is my pick. Voltigeurs are Coots and Andre Palat.
Perfect.
Correct.
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that when you said who was his lineman, they had the same amount. We recorded that one in your bedroom. I remember that. It was crazy. Yeah. That was the 9 conspiracy. It's still alive and well, guys. I'm telling you. It's coming back.
It's, the 9.
Whatever happened in Greg's bedroom, just
Oh!
Just leave it there.
The Summer Showcase? Summer Showcase Canada. They scored 3 goals and got 15 scored on them.
They looked bad. They looked bad.
Team USA? Oh. Team USA? Eric Foley, 6th round pick for the Jets a couple years ago. And Jack Roslovic? God damn. God damn it, they're good. Wow.
You know what's
Eric
interesting?
Foley, real feisty.
Was Kyle Connor there or no?
No.
You know why he wasn't there?
Probably injured. I don't know. Kachuk wasn't there. He was watching.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Injury for Kyle Connor, I believe.
Kachuk had surgery on his hip.
That's why he didn't play in when they were here for the rookie camp. But I could also see it as maybe he's ready to go, but the Jets are like, we need to see your full potential training camp because you might earn an opening day spot.
Who?
Kyle Connor.
He might. I
honestly would not be surprised if he plays in both the openers for the Moose and for the Jets this year.
You can't play them both. They're a week apart.
Yeah.
No, they're the day after each other.
Nope, he gets dropped down right away, and they're like, nope, you're not ready. Could happen.
Greg, I will buy you a Slurpee if
I'm going to...
No Slurpees.
Okay.
You buy me a Jugo juice.
He will have...
It's only $6.
That. No way.
It's only $6.
The funny thing is, Greg thinks it's healthier. It's not.
Jugo juice? Well, you get your nutrients and you get your vitamins, but there's
you get some
fruit
good
in your
stuff.
juice.
You get some good stuff.
You get some protein.
Protein?
What is protein?
How about goutine?
Protein.
Goutine? You had goutine?
I'm not having a goutine.
You have a goutine?
What the hell is a goutine?
Okay,
He's explained this before.
You make French fries.
No, you make a poutine and you put gummy bears on it.
No, shut the hell up! You're doing it wrong. You bake or you cook your French fries, okay? And then you put your plate down, but on the top layer of the plate, tin foil. You put your fries down, gummy bears or however gummies you like. Gummy bears is what I use; they work best. Close it up, back in the oven for a minute. Pull it out. Goutine. You get sweet. You get sugary. It's sweet, salty. It's nice.
I didn't know Cam could cook.
That's
No,
not
you
cooking,
can't.
it's baking. You know what I had for dinner today? Because my mom is up north right now, and she's gone for a month. So what I had for dinner today, half a bag of chips, peanut butter sandwich, and pickles. I'm not kidding. Somebody please cook for me.
You want to go for wings after this, Cam?
I'm dying. I have to edit this thing. We gotta go. We're ending it. Greg?
I do know that Cam once made rice with no water.
Yeah, dude.
Tried to make rice with no water.
I burnt.
Last question for you
Hey,
guys
son of a
before we
gun.
leave. Have you guys caught any of the Summer Olympics so far?
I did see the greatest name ever win the very first gold in 10-meter air rifle.
10-meter air rifle.
And it was from America, of course. Virginia Thrasher.
Wow.
Fuck out of here, right?
Oh.
Right? And then some Jets fans were just like, oh, too bad she's going to move to Canada and change her last name to Jet. Oh, yeah, Virginia Thrasher. Legit. OG. If that isn't America, I don't know what the hell is.
That's pretty American.
Yeah.
The most American name would be Dallas, America.
Dallas Freedom
Dallas
Warhammer Narkill or something. Or no, Dallas Taint Hammer Freedom.
No, Dallas Gun.
Dallas Gun. And then his nickname, Bullet.
Yeah, it's so his nickname. Oh. With that, we leave you. Last Man In Podcast. Check us out on Google Play,
There it is.
iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Email the show at lastmaninpc@gmail.com. Tweet the show at lastmaninpc on Twitter. And that's all I have.
That's it. That's all we got to offer. Summer days.
Nope.
Summer days. Yeah. Wow, wow.